He lifted his glass like a judge ready to pronounce a sentence. "My real children," my father declared, his voice echoing through the room, "are the ones who've made me proud." The crowd erupted. Applause, laughter, the clink of crystal, camera flashes. Then his gaze locked on me. Cold, unwavering. "You can leave." For a moment, I thought I'd misheard. But I hadn't, and neither had anyone else. The laughter faded, swallowed by a thick silence. His words lingered in the air, a public execution disguised as a toast. I rose slowly. My dress felt heavier than shame. Then my husband stood beside me. And what he did next, none of them would ever forget. Years ago, I used to chase his approval like sunlight through a cracked window. I was the dutiful daughter, the one who stayed, who listened, who managed the chaos he left behind. But he always favored the loud ones, the sons who borrowed money and called it ambition, the daughter who only appeared when she needed something. Still, I forgave him. I kept showing up until the night I shouldn't have. It happened when I overheard him on the phone, his voice low, drained. "She was never meant for much," he muttered. "Let her husband take care of her." I didn't move. I just stood there, unseen, realizing I wasn't his daughter anymore. I was a burden. I didn't cry. I just stopped performing for him. Over time, the signs appeared. My name missing from the deed to his new house. The accidental transfer of business shares to my brother. The trust fund meant for my children, redirected elsewhere. Each slight cut deeper, deliberate, methodical. Punishment for being the quiet one who didn't fail loud enough. So I smiled through it. I nodded through his self-congratulations, sat quietly at family dinners, raised my glass to his empire. But silence, I learned, can be sharper than words, if you know how to wield it. I planned, not from anger, but from clarity. The first step was legal. I kept records, copies, emails, bank statements, signatures scribbled in haste. The second was conversation. Calm, offhand remarks to his partners. A hint here, a question there. Small seeds of doubt planted where his trust once grew. Then I waited. At first, my husband thought I was overreacting, until I showed him the evidence. The numbers, the forged documents, the hidden transfers buried under our family name. His expression changed that night. That's when he became my ally. We didn't confront my father then. We prepared. When his retirement dinner came, the timing was perfect. Gold banners, velvet linens. The great patriarch celebrated for his success. Every person who had ever gained from his power was there. My brothers, his investors, his loyal friends. What he didn't know was that half the board had already reviewed the documents my husband quietly sent 2 weeks earlier. He didn't know an audit had begun, or that the retirement fund he flaunted so proudly had been frozen pending investigation. I sat listening as he toasted himself, his legacy, knowing that by morning every account would be flagged, every partner demanding answers, every cheer turning to shock. Then he looked at me again. "You can leave." His final attempt at control. I stood calm, steady, but before I could speak, my husband rose. He reached into his jacket and withdrew an envelope, the official letter from the board, sealed and signed. He placed it in front of my father. "Effective immediately," he said, his voice clear. "You're no longer the chairman. The board voted unanimously this morning." Silence crashed over the room. Then chaos, whispers, gasps, flashes frozen in midair. My brothers stared like they didn't recognize him. My father looked at me, not as his daughter, but as the woman who had ended his reign. I didn't smile. I didn't need to. He left before dessert, shoulders smaller than I'd ever seen. Applause turned into murmurs, all mixed with fear, the kind reserved for those who rewrite the rules in front of everyone. When it was over, I stepped outside into the cool night. My husband caught up. "You okay?" he asked. I nodded. "I'm free." The stars felt closer that night, as if the sky had been waiting for me to finally look up. I haven't seen my father since. The company was restructured, the family fractured. My brothers keep their distance. And I learned that peace doesn't always come through forgiveness. Sometimes it's found in truth. He taught me power was about control. I taught him it's about exposure. That night, he raised a glass to his real children, He never realized his real lesson sat quietly across the table, learning how to burn a kingdom without ever raising her voice.